Hello everyone, how's it going? Well, another small message, really for me than anyone else. Confirmation, being the change that you want to see in the world, right? Uh, it's not so difficult, but you have to manage yourself moment to moment, meaning you're basically the highly charged feelings like anger or grief or discontentment. You have to keep those three, the big ones, or the blaming. You have to, those four emotions, you have to keep them in check. Meaning that, not that you shouldn't show them, but if you choose, or if your body reacts and wants to, well, not wants to, it actually shows those emotions. Um, just figure out how you could show those emotions with grace. Grace meaning maybe your behavior or body language or words. Words we use is absolutely critical when we're like highly charged emotionally, especially emotionally charged in a negative way, so that the other person, the receiving person, has a moment or a chance to react, perhaps in a very peaceful way. At least, you know what? Something just flew into me. Yeah, that's not very peaceful with the universe. All right, whatever it was, it could be a leaf. See, I could have just, used some words like the F word or, any word that at this point we consider bad, which I think even that is kind of interesting. And, that we at 2023 in our human evolution that we're arguing or debating about words. We have to go beyond words, our energy, our vibration. Perhaps to convey the best message is to be able to convey it without using abrasive words. People, cars that come by, I realize like when cars come by, I get kind of tense up, like I'm doing something wrong. I guess that's the guilty person in me, in this life, because I don't know, at any moment, any of us could be stepping on someone else's emotions, their belongings, or whatever people consider to be, and to be mindful of that, right? That I believe that this should be a free world that we could do, as long as you're not, hurting anyone, you should be able to be somewhere and just live life. But if that's not the world I'm living in, I have to comply, rewards of compliance, I say. That means even if it feels like someone else might be doing you wrong, just be able to take that as not being. All right, well, someone reacts to you in a negative way because they haven't done something that you want them to do. No, you haven't done something that they wanted you to do, or you're being a certain way that the others may not like it. How can you, when if they went off on you, or if someone had any kind of, like in all our human interactions, there's always kind of like uh, in human interactions, there's always kind of like, is it a positive interaction or a negative interaction, right? If it's a negative interaction, that maybe somebody else was being nice to you and you don't have it in to be too nice back to them in the same tone. Because I found myself last couple of weeks, couple of days, like even like if the external world is smiling and like being like nice to me in some way in words and behavior, I'm kind of finding like I am in that not in that place anymore. That I'm not angry at them, but I'm not able to like be my joking, jovial self, right? But so I'm kind of feeling like, oh, is my spirit is in some way. Oh, it's funny, like a couple of weeks ago, my astronomy, yeah, it says that this is the time for Leos to get, like, I don't like using the word, kind of like the revenge, right? Because they'll come into a lot of power. So even though I'm a Leo and I sometimes look at like what the signs mean, but I still have to keep it in check and think it from my mind, because whatever someone else may say about my sign or that whole thing of sign, that I can't take it too literally, and I have to like really be careful, not careful. I have to figure out how to, if there is power, right? Any kind of power, if it's emotional, physical, spiritual, that's a big one. Spiritual power, that you could do anything to anyone, and like in a negative way, would you do it? And how, when, to really not ever take any revenge on anything or anyone? What would life be like on the smallest way to the biggest way? Like when you're on a freeway, highway, right? When someone is cutting you off, because the dynamics of driving is kind of changed, so I feel like I'm adapting to, I look everywhere. I'm also kind of looking to see energy of the persons that driving faster or whatever, but I'm just kind of just observing it and letting them kind of go, and like within seconds they're right in and out of my life. So, and then I get to keep my energy in a positive way. Anyway, so talking about power, when we have power, when we feel like the faster car passes by my little Honda, and whether I like it or not, I kind of feel like you have to kind of let people just kind of go. Once again, I'm back to that word, yield, right? I've been yielding last 3-4 years to everything and everyone. Was it difficult? I don't know if it's difficult, but I feel like I'm finding yielding to everything and everyone is feeling like the best thing to me. Like even if I feel like, oh, but they're being unreasonable, I'm still kind of yielding, just giving whatever anybody wants me to do, or that to be in silent when I feel like I want to say something back, you know, with like just everything and everyone in my life, kind of, and yeah, I miss. Seems like these days I'm listening to Bhangra on my bicycle during the daytime. It's very interesting, as I've said in the little writing, that I feel like all those years, and I still, I have the dance spirit in me, that I was kind of like dancing and listening to Bhangra, but like now I get to see the celebratory nature of it even more, in a more refined intellectual way. Intricacies of Bhangra, that would be something to talk about, right? Like a conversation. All right, got to go. Bye bye. I literally have to go to a regular job today later. I think I'm gonna keep cooking for just a few hours, possibly, to make a little bit of money, and I hope that's gonna be interesting. So I'm like a traveling chef now, but nowhere special. And nobody is, filming my ass, or you know what I'm saying. So this is a time for me to be off the actual like reality, but just like I said, living my life kind of like it is the movie. My everyday life is my movie, the moment that I think maybe well, this is a form of like I have my art on media right now, right? This is kind of interesting because I stand for everything that I'm like right now. I feel like if someone was just watching me, and that if I held their attention for too long, or if I try to keep their attention for too long, I will rob them of their beauty, of them being in their life and flowing something. Like doing something where that they're their performer, the audience, and everything, like all at once. That's what you are. That's what I am, I think. Like the judge, the jury, and the person that's like, maybe somebody accused of crime or doing something wrong. It's like I'm there, like defending myself. Like, how would anyone? How do we defend ourselves? I choose, or I want to learn to choose silence, silently, silently. Having said that, I want to say namaste, peace, assalamu alaikum. வணக்கம் பலமுறை சொன்னேன் சவையர்கள் முன்னே வணக்கம் பலமுறை சொன்னேன் சபையர்கள். Ciao.